Hey y'all. So I'm going to do this segment which I'm going to call Wine Time. And I'm going to encourage you ladies or gentlemen to have your glass of wine as I sip and talk about different topics. It's kind of a story time video, but wine's involved. I love me a good Moscato. I'm not an alcoholic, unfortunately. But I do like a good glass of wine every now and then. So sit back, enjoy, and watch this video as I talk about the topic above family. Are they your friends or are they blood? So let's sip to that. Okay, so let's talk. So a lot of people feel, or I've heard a lot of people say, you know, blood is thicker than water, assuming that the relation between friends and family, blood obviously meaning family and water meaning friends. I definitely have a different perspective on that. I'm gonna sip some wine on that one. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my family. I truly, 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 honestly do. But like any old family, we have our differences. We have things that we agree on. We have things that we really don't agree on. We have moments where we love each other, and we have moments where we don't care. Now, my picture is imperfect, including myself. So a lot of times I find that people talk about people and don't mention themselves. It takes two to tango, guys. There are cases that unfortunately you're just a victim and you honestly did not bring anything to the table to cause the amount of hurt or energy that's given to you. So let me paint a little bit of a picture of my family currently in my situation. Okay, so a couple years ago, there was an altercation between my sibling and I, and there was authorities called, and that's my roommate's cat, by the way. You hear the little noise? Yeah, it ain't me. Anyway, so there was an altercation. The authorities were called. There was a case pending. There was a stay away order. There was basically a choice between my mother to choose between myself or the sibling and who was going to stay at my home. She chose my sibling, and the sibling happens to be the opposite gender of myself. And I don't know how many of you guys experience that. There's a meme that says like mothers are quick to kick out, their daughters before they kick out their sons. They'd be 35 still living at home. Yeah, let's just say my sibling is a stay-at-home son. And so that started my journey of really putting myself first and really accomplishing the goals that I had thought of, etc. So it forced me to get out. Now, some people view that and they're like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe this, blah, 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 blah. Oh, poor me. Now, I had in my head already visioned myself getting out of this place. Not to say that where I grew up was a horrible place. We were fed, we were taken care of. We were a part of a middle-class family. Now, like I said, if you want to hear more about my family dynamics, comment below. It's very interesting. But I'm using this experience to kind of generate why I say today. Not to say back then I didn't feel the same, but even more, it's become more and more true with why I say that blood and water sometimes are pretty close. So in regards to that situation, it forced me to get on my feet, to do my own thing, to be more serious about my bills, my life, my credit. I moved out with a roommate and we've been here for 3 years now. And so it's forced me to really, really grow up, which was great because I'm very accomplished. I'm very proud of myself. I've been able to not, thank God, hallelujah, knock on wood on that one, have no eviction notice. Never had to call and ask nobody for no money. I've been able to figure it out. So that catapulted me, but it also changed the dynamics because here we are now having this separation of sides, basically, where I felt, you chose your side. I'm not a mother yet, and so I can't necessarily say, but there is a favoritism in our family, and I've always known that he was the favorite. But, it's different when a mother takes that choice. Now, I am not, I am no longer, because I'm no longer upset with my mother. I am no longer upset with the situation. I am no longer bothered by the situation. I actually now look at it as a positive, because like I said, it forced me to be in a better place where I needed to be. But it definitely opened my eyes a lot more, in a sense that the doors that opened for me now that I'm no longer under her household completely change, where people who I would have normally not come to were there for me, and they helped me navigate the way. And because at the time I wasn't really speaking to her because I was affected by what had happened. But anyways, so I had to look for other resources. I had to make relationships with other people that weren't necessarily all the way strong, at that point in time. And that really, really exposed me to the allies, the mentors that I really had that were in my circle. And I didn't even know them to be there until it was a time of need. And they were gracious to me, and they were full of knowledge. And that actually helped me build what I call like my top 10 girls. And they are all females, co-workers, previous co-workers, neighbors, friends of the family, who have helped shape me as a person up until today. And I consider those ladies definitely family. Some of them are on my emergency contact cards. Okay, so currently my relationship with my mother is, I wouldn't say is estranged. It is estranged. I'm lying to you. I'm lying. Okay. So it is estranged. Quick background or bio on my mom. I'm going to do a segment on this called The Enid in Me. So just like anyone in this world, we have good things and we have bad things. Unfortunately, for me, her negative things outweigh the good things, and therefore a multitude of different reasons. I get it. It's not easy being a mother, but it's her negative ripple has caused a positive effect on me, if that makes sense. So, my perception of her is that let's avoid her, because it's what I call the Enid in me. Her name is Enid. And like I said, I'll do a segment on that and basically showcase how her negative effects, or things that she, in my eyes, do, negatively, that hurt me, etc., have a positive effect on me and my life, and how I'm able to flip that. I noticed that a lot of people, including my siblings, have a very hard time in making that happen. At ages 20 years plus from me, still indicate that mommy did this and mommy did that and mommy, etc. Now, don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of unresolved issues, but I definitely will say the Enid in me allows me to be a lot more boisterous, a lot more blunt, a lot more get to the point, ask those questions that a lot of people don't want to ask. And that helps me because I'm able to navigate, understand different reasonings for different things a lot better than I would if I was more submissive and less controlling and just, it'll figure itself out, etc. So that's definitely helped me thus far. But overall, I just kind of want to say that when it comes to family, you cannot count out friends. I personally feel that family is a title, because family will kill you, family will hurt you, family will steal from you, family will be evil, family will be, your best friend, family will be, your worst enemy. Family is, they're humans. They're humans at the end of the day. They just so happen to be related to you. And so there's a sense of loyalty that you feel because they are your siblings or your relatives. But at the end of the day, we're all humans and we all make mistakes and we all have those tendencies. And so I think people give a lot of credit to family, but I also think they discredit those people who have become family in a sense, or earned that title because of instances or things that they, have done through the past to help you to build stronger relationships, to help you get over things, for you to learn things, share different experiences with you. So I think it's imperative that we not necessarily count them out sometimes, because sometimes they can really, really pull through, and give them credit. Give them credit where credit is due, as far as, how they're helping you, or what they're navigating with you, or holding your hand with, because that feeling of just gratitude and just appreciation goes a long way. A long, long. Shout out to appreciation. We're not just talking thank yous here, because some thank yous is real stank and ingenuine, okay? If that is even a word, because it feels like it's not, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to use that word. Disgenuine. There it is. I got it. Don't worry. Thanks. So some thank yous are whack. Okay, they're just a response. They're not genuine. So we're talking about letters. We're talking about cards. I mean, I'm a very appreciative type of person. I like to be, because I like to feel appreciated. So that goes to the treat people how you want to be treated. Not everybody does that. But I think it's, like I said, imperative to show appreciation and be as thankful and as humble as possible, because that definitely helps your journey, however or wherever it's going to take, its place. But that's one of my biggest recommendations to people. But for the most part, I want to say that you got to be careful with family. I think some people give them a little bit too much credit, and that can put them in a deeper hole. I know, as estranged as me and my mother's relationship is, believe it or not, it is so much better for me to survive, for me to navigate life, if she ain't in it. I'm just saying. And some people will disagree with me. Some people will be upset with me. I couldn't live without my mom. And more power to you. You have that relationship. Unfortunately, my mother's relationship with me can be very toxic if I allow it to be. And it's better if I step away, if I use the fuel that I feel when we get into it, or we disagree, or she doesn't necessarily understand, to apply to my life, to give me a little bit of a push or a motivation into a better direction for me to survive. Like, I do wonders without my mom not knowing my business, being around my business, hearing what's going on, and doing a check-in every now and then. That's my relationship. And it's not because of her. It's not because of her. It's more because I've tried both ways, and results, speak, wonders. Whenever Enid is not involved, things seem to work out. Because unfortunately, she gets into my head. She gets into my confidence. She gives me her 2 cents, and then I'm, still negative. It just doesn't help. So it's best if I keep her in the loop after the fact than to consult with her before the fact. And so that just works for us. And, she doesn't necessarily like it, but she's a controlling type of person. She wants to be involved. She is the head honcho of our family. And so it can be really hard for some people to disassociate from that. But it does wonders sometimes. It really does. Like, it's proven to me. I've only been around for 27 years. Some people would say I'm a baby, but honey, when I say if Enid don't know, it's a go. If Enid don't know, it's a go. I'm just saying it. And thankfully, I've had tons of accomplishments and success without having her 2 cents involved. And I will continue to have it that way. So hopefully, God willing, I'll be in a different place in a couple months. And, she's not involved in that, and that's okay. And, same thing goes for my siblings. They aren't aware of my moves. I have close friends who are, mentors. My mentors know basically everything. But that energy is huge, 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 huge. So I would definitely reconsider the navigation that you're currently facing when it comes to family. Because sometimes water really can come through, can really pull through when you need it. But you may be hesitant because you don't want to be the bad guy. You don't want to be that person who's like, well, if you would have called your mama, then she would have came and picked you up. Yeah, she would have picked me up, but she would have cussed me the whole way and made me feel bad about my decision, versus my friend who would have picked me up and said, girl, be happy, whatever it takes, you know, I have faith in you, etc. So be careful and what you consider to be, you know, family, you know, or just putting that weight on family. Sometimes they don't deserve it. They really don't deserve it. But that's not to say everybody don't deserve it. I'm just saying my situation don't deserve it, and some other people's that you thinking about and you're not really sure about, they probably don't deserve it, but you just giving them a lot of credit. Well, that's your business, not mine. But that's kind of to wrap up this little segment, this little moment of sipping wine and talking. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe, like, and I will be posting more videos now that I have become less critical of them and I found other ways to get this done finally. And if you want to see more of these videos, subscribe, and I'm going to relax and enjoy the rest of my wine.